crap. Runaway 5.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with this Runaway 5. I was
Right.
familiar with the jazz band Runaway 5. Yes. These guys are really crazy good.
Really good. The energy was insane. They were so good. Such great musicians. Their Tiger Song. Holy crap. Tiger Song.
And the one with the vocoder or whatever effects pedal he's using on his voice, it was so good. I mean, you guys know that. You were just watching it. But, we were there. We were in the audience, and we were very impressed.
Very, very impressed. Nice job, Zach and Bobby. Excellent, excellent musicianship.
Yeah. And the musicianship, yes.
Yeah, the musicianship.
Coming up next is my parents' favorite music. We got Steffi and Co. Doing their sound check right now. They'll be on shortly. So, hi, I'm Cap from Nerdy Show.
Colin from Nerdy Show.
And we're your hosts all throughout Nerdapalooza 2013 weekend. And we'll be talking to you guys. We'll also be talking to guests on this here interim thing that we do. And so if you guys have any questions for anybody who we're interviewing or for us or anything, just tweet us at Nerdy Show and or in the chat below. But the Twitter is the fastest way to get to us while we're on camera. Yeah. So yes. Hopefully all the feed's working out for you. Haven't had any interruptions and everything's been solid gold, except for that thing with that slender man that happened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, you didn't black out and see this pale visage and have a nosebleed?
I had a nosebleed, but I don't know why it happened. I just was behind the camera, and then I felt blood on my face, and I don't know what happened. I washed it off. I mean, I thought that it was just because I was up too late last night.
It's a world of horror. A world of horror. Anyway.
Did I miss it?
Sounds like you didn't miss it. You just repressed it. Okay, so my parents' favorite music, known for kick-ass video game raps, and
That's with Steffi, right?
Yep, Steffi, and
she was rocking some a really nice outfit yesterday. Seriously, she looked great.
I have not seen her today.
Great yesterday. I'm sure she looks great today.
Probably, most likely.
We're supposed to interview her at some point.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the plan. That was the plan.
But
musicians, right? These things happen. So, yeah, we still have some more folks we're going to be talking to today, and
we're also allegedly speaking to your reason as well.
I ran into Murphy from the Proto Men. They just got in this morning. He's taking a nap right now because he looked pretty beat.
Well, they've been touring.
Yeah, they're on tour. I believe they're they had a Gainesville show recently.
Yeah. Most recently was the Gainesville show. And they are here 2 nights, so tomorrow and then Sunday, or I guess maybe Sunday's a day off, and then they have another show, I believe Monday or Tuesday. It's crazy.
So they're on tour right now. If you want to see the Proto Men, check out their website, protomen.com, and find out if they're going to be anywhere near you.
Yeah.
And if not, make plans to come to Nerdapalooza next year. It would kind of not be Nerdapalooza if the Proto Men weren't here.
Yeah, it would be very, very strange. It wouldn't feel like a Nerdapalooza without the Proto Men.
My hope is that they're going to play Built to Last tonight, the new song off of the Capcom compilation coming out later this month.
I'm sure that they will. I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. I haven't been checking out their set list for the tour so far.
Sure.
I'd like to think it's a staple at this point. I want to hear it in person. All I've heard is the feed from PAX, so I'm very excited for that.
And as always, I can't wait for Do Vendetta. I can't wait. That's just some of the most fun music to rock out to in the history of rock music.
And you know what's weird about Runaway 5s? They started with they had a lunch slot, so the crowd was not too thick early on, but by the end of it, when they really started kicking ass, there was a good crowd. There was a really good crowd for them. So, yeah.
So coming up soon is my parents' favorite music. Speaking of my parents' favorite music, my mom actually texted me, who was watching the live stream. Hey, Mom and Dad. She texted me and said that she was pleasantly surprised at how much she enjoyed the music. So maybe she will also enjoy my parents' favorite music because they are my parents. So assumedly this would be their favorite music.
Or Steffi's parents' favorite.
Her favorite, yes.
Who knows? But at least your mom thinks this is okay.
Good.
She approves of her son's lifestyle choices.
Well, I don't know about that. At least she approves of the music that I listen to. I don't know about my lifestyle choices.
It's a start. It's a start. All right. So, like we said, anything you want to say to the artists we're interviewing in the future, or anything you want to say to us, chat at Nerdy Show on Twitter. Actually, we got a contest we're doing right now. We have a sexy photo of myself, our dearly departed brethren, Triforce Mike, and Lefty Lucy of Epic Wind Burlesque. A very sexy, very nude photo. It's all covered. Don't worry, it's safe. But it's also sexy and nude. I don't
necessarily call it safe for work, though.
It's not safe for work, but it's safe.
It is safe. You don't see any bits.
Right.
No bits.
No bits.
No male bits or lady bits.
Right.
Although, knowing Triforce Mike, that was probably difficult to get him to cover his bits.
Yeah, he is striking a pretty smutty pose, though. Anyway, so we have a previously unseen photo that we took at this photo shoot right before Nerdapalooza a couple years ago, and we're going to reveal it if we get enough Facebook likes on the Nerdy Show page or the Dungeons and Doritos page, our tabletop role-playing podcast. So if you haven't ever liked us on Facebook, now's the time. If you want to see a sexy photo. So just putting that out there. Also, we'd like to point out that this is the official stream of Nerdapalooza. Nerdapalooza's busy putting on Nerdapalooza. So this is all out of pocket from Nerdy Show to you. If you'd like to say thank you and help us make back the money to stream this, there, if you go to nerdyshow.com, there is a support link on the right-hand side of the page. We'd be much obliged, and there's a lot of support perks. For any dollar amount, we'll send you a ton of audio and images and so on, including some cut bonus material with people like the Proto Men and Travis Beecham, the screenwriter of Pacific Rim, other people we've interviewed, and material that didn't make it into the final episodes. So if that's something that would interest you, even $1 will get you all that and help us offset the cost of this live stream, so it'd be much appreciated.
Seems like they are just waiting.
Waiting for the time slot, huh?
Just waiting for the time. Well, I'm sure that the time slot has come and gone. As Mark with a C pointed out, last year's Nerdapalooza, considering we had to check out and leave, like everything had to be gone from the Beecham by, what was it, 11 o'clock?
I guess some elaboration might be needed.
Sure.
Last year, Nerdapalooza took place in a conjoined double venue space, but it was an actual venue, and they had to have their booty dance nights. Nothing we could do about it. Nothing we could do about it. No amount of convincing, cajoling, or money could convince them otherwise. They had to have booty dance nights. So once the midnight happened, we were out of there, and we had to pack everything up. Yeah. So the difference
it was packing up. It was packing up and then resetting up each morning. That was rough. That's why we didn't do many parties those nights, because we were exhausted.
Yeah. We were broken. Totally broken.
We were broken. We were broken men and women.
This time around, much better. The big difference is last time being in a venue with a a big full-scale stage crew, it was on time, actually, most of the time.
Exactly, and that's what Mark was talking about, is how it was on time. And honestly, that's the reason why he thinks that he got such a nice time slot this year, was because he got cut, like 10 minutes got cut of his set last year because they were running out of time. And actually, there was a concern the last night that the Proto Men played. They were doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and they were going over by like a couple minutes.
This is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Because it's Bohemian Rhapsody, of course. And so there was somebody who was about to shut the power off. Like, they had their finger on the button. And the Nerdapalooza people were pleading with them to just let them finish the show, because they were going to finish with Do Vendetta. That was on the set list, as they typically finish all of their sets with. But they couldn't do it because it was, I don't know if you remember, Kat, but as soon as Bohemian Rhapsody, the last note played out and ended, the lights came on, everything was over. That was it.
Oh, I remember.
So, I mean, yeah, and apparently the Social is, they are notorious for that sort of thing. Because apparently the Meat Puppets came and they actually shut them down. They came back for an encore, and 1 minute into their encore, they shut it off.
That's pretty brutal. But anyway, we're not there now, and all things considered, they're a pretty good venue, but they do have their priorities, which are not our priorities. No. So,
not at all.
But Nerdapaloozas of years past, man, it's been quite the history. You started there was one over in California that I don't even really know what happened. Presumably,
Little mini Nerdapalooza.
and then the first one in Orlando, 2009. It was in a restaurant venue called Taste, very small, but it had big names like Frontalot was there. I believe Pixel Hate for the only time in Nerdapalooza history came over from the UK, and and we're negotiating something behind. Say, okay, here's the new Nerdy Show host. This is Brandon.
Hey guys, what's up? What are you talking about?
We're talking about the history of Nerdapalooza.
Tell me about the history of Nerdapalooza.
Well, I was talking about how it started in in Orlando in that little venue called Taste, and then it had this is actually Nerdapalooza's return to International Drive in Orlando, because in 2010 it was in a small hotel near Wet and Wild, and
Why don't we have it at Wet and Wild? Water, bathing suits, music, electronics.
Water, electronics. Why not?
Why the fuck not?
Why not? So, and then 2 years in a row at the Marriott across from the Orlando International Airport, which is actually, I mean, probably the most famous venue Nerdapalooza's been at. It was the same, you have the hotel and the performances were so conjoined that the sense of community there was pretty overwhelming. Now, the sense of community at Nerdapalooza is always very strong, but there, those are probably what people are going to remember as like, man, remember those early Nerdapaloozas, those ones. But hopefully, we haven't really truly lost anything by gaining all of this, the Orlando Convention Center, where we are now.
Colin is fondling my butt. I want to point that out.
What are you talking about?
He's fondling my butt.
No, I'm not.
He's fondling his butt.
Fondling
Like us on Facebook if you like butt fondling.
semantics.
Send us. We're still waiting on tribute pictures, Colin and I. So
We're not talking about that this year. But if you know what he means, then that's up to you. That's between you and Brandon.
send all the fan tribute pictures.
So up next is my parents' favorite music, as we've been saying in case you're just tuning in, and I think they're about to start.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of our live stream from Nerdapalooza 2013 for more awesome performances and artist interviews. And if you like what you saw, click like and subscribe to Nerdy Show's channel. Also, be sure to check out all of our podcast programming over at nerdyshow.com. From comics and video games to science and technology, if it's geeky, we've got you covered.